Ah, Ohio. There are certainly lots of places in the Buckeye State that are really nice. In fact, most of the Midwest might be jealous if they saw some of the best places Ohio has to offer. While a few places in Ohio are truly fabulous, there's a large number of places here that outright suck. The worst parts of Ohio. You know them when you see them. They're the parts of Ohio where you don't want to go, if you can help it. The goal today is to highlight the cities in Ohio that are the worst of them all. How do we do it? We measure the things most bad cities have. You know, where people are broke, where lots of people don't have a job, and where crime is sky high. We even measured the public school education levels. Let's get started.
Shall we begin?
Our first stop on our unfavorable journey through Ohio starts in Conneaut, a city right along the Pennsylvania state line along Lake Erie. When you look at the data, Conneaut's a crummy place to live. The unemployment rate is far above the state average, and incomes and home prices are far below most other Ohio cities. Plus,
sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
Not here. Conneaut also has one of the least number of sunny days in Ohio, too. Where's the 9th worst place to live in the entire state of Ohio? The people in Toledo won't be too happy to hear it, but it's you. Why? Lots of reasons. Public schools are very overcrowded, homes are the 9th cheapest in the entire state, and Toledo is the 2nd most violent place in Ohio. So it sounds like if you don't watch your back in certain parts of Toledo, you're gonna have a bad time. However, high schools from Toledo have won 6 state basketball titles. Go T-Town! Just off of I-71 in the southwestern part of the state is Wilmington, the seat of Clinton County. Everything about Wilmington is below average except the home prices. For instance, the schools are the least funded in the entire state. The job scene's bad. Not only are more than 7% of folks out of work here, but income levels mean most families struggle to make ends meet. And for a decent job, you'd have to schlep all the way into Cincinnati or Columbus back and forth every day for work. Yuck. On a positive note, Wilmington has a Skyline Chili and a Walmart, so that's cool. Continuing our worst tour of Ohio, we come to Cambridge. Sure, they've put a lot of work into sprucing the downtown up, but the numbers indicate that most people would take a pass on living here permanently. Everything in Cambridge is below the state average. Home prices and jobless rates are in the bottom third, and income levels, schools, and crime are in the bottom 20%. Yikes. What's good about living in Cambridge? Well, they have a courthouse light show every holiday season, so if that's your thing, then Cambridge would be fabulous. If you took your beat-up car east of Columbus along I-70, before it even overheated, you'd come to Zanesville, Ohio. You might want to keep on driving. Sure, Zanesville is full of good people with good values, for the most part. However, it's certainly not a place to aspire to move to when you consider that the jobless rate is 10th in the state, and income levels mean most folks struggle to make ends meet every month, especially in some of the rural areas on the south side of town. And Zanesville is well known by law enforcement as a hub for drug traffickers. What's good about Zanesville? Well, who needs a steak and shake when you have Tom's Ice Cream? And for entertainment options, we have to mention that there are several Redbox rental machines in Zanesville where you can check out all the latest movies. Hey yo, this video is brought to you in part by Clippers on Martin Luther King Boulevard in East Cleveland. Come on and get your hair done, they do it tight and right. That's Clippers on MLK. G. We built this city, and now it sucks. Welcome to Lima, the 5th worst place to live in Ohio. Or should we call it Slima? What makes L-Town such a lousy place to live? Several words can be used. Dumpy, hookers, drugs, trashy, panhandlers, poor. I mean, Metcalf and Elm Streets are just shitty. Lima has the 5th cheapest homes, the 11th poorest community, and the 15th most dangerous streets. Even the area near the Lima Police Department's crappy. What's positive about living here? Well, the people in Lima make more money than the people in Cleveland, so they can brag about that if they want to. Way up along the lake is the really crummy city of Ashtabula. There's a reason they call it Trashtabula. You may not know it, but according to the number of incidents per person, Ashtabula is the worst place in Ohio for crime. There's lots of reasons why homes are the cheapest in the state here. It's a poor, drug-infested place where no one with any aspirations to succeed in life would thrive. On a positive note, since it looks like some of the areas near Ashtabula County have some of the highest number of meth users in the state, you could probably earn some extra money on the weekends. Just make sure to save some for your friends in Coshocton and Chillicothe. They're always ready to buy. Just outside of Cleveland is East Cleveland. And despite the fact that most of this community is still buzzing about the Cavs winning the NBA title, let's face it, East Cleveland sucks. The The only thing that's not bad about East Cleveland is the schools are some of the most funded in the state. But judging by the way the adults act, it doesn't seem to matter how much money you throw at the kids. East Clevelanders grow up to be lazy. East Cleveland is second in the state for number of people out of work and for poverty, and has the 5th worst crime in the entire state. In fact, if you have on the wrong hat in the wrong neighborhood in East Cleveland, you're gonna get iced. So you better play it safe if you want to stay out of trouble. But it can't be that bad here, can it? After all, someone selling these handsome I Love East Cleveland t-shirts online for $43.99? Holy guacamole! If you were somehow motivated to drive to Kentucky, the last place you'd come to on Route 23 would be Portsmouth, Ohio. And you'd be scared. Portsmouth also ranks in the bottom 5 in the state for number of poor people out of work and for crime. Plus, with very little tax base, there's not enough money to go around for community improvements. And locals complain that Portsmouth is corrupt. Oh no! This is simply not a good place to raise a family. This place needs help. What's interesting about Portsmouth? Well, they're one of the only places to have a tumbleweave sighting in the entire Midwest. And where's the worst city in Ohio? That would be Youngstown, hands down. In all reality, Youngstown is a small dying city with bland, boring suburbs. Youngstown has the 3rd cheapest homes, the 10th worst crime, and the 10th lowest incomes in all of Ohio. Youngstown's troubles started with a sharp economic decline after the closing of steel mills in the 1970s, but for years officials hoped the problem would go away. They didn't. When you're in some of the worst Ohio communities, some parts might be hard to tell apart, but you can tell who's from Youngstown though. They're the ones with the 40, the pistol, a beat-up car, and a pit bull. If you don't live in Youngstown or any of the other Ohio cities we mentioned, you don't have it too badly. Congratulations.